Good morning, everyone. Is everything good morning? The little microphone test there. Hey, everyone, good morning. Yeah, I'm absolutely paranoid about things not working and audio not going. And yeah, it's been a rough transition. What is going on with the train over there? Yeah, bring the rest of the cars back in. Thank you. All right, I thought that the train disappearing was a draw distance thing, but it was drawing there, stopped drawing at the corner, and then came back. Okay, then. Yeah, welcome back, everyone, to Satisfactory. Yeah, we're standing up here on our radar tower, kind of overlooking the old homestead. And, just every once in a while, I like to take a quick look and see what's going on and what's happening. And yeah, we got stuff to do today. So what is the big plan for today? Well, yes, last week we finally unlocked our next tier. We got the next little section of stuff going upstairs. And we are building towards our aluminum. You can see our little marker right off in the distance there. That's where we're kind of setting up. So we focused on our train line, which, with the new snapping, gave me some hiccups and it was kind of working stuff out. Yeah, we finally got there. So off camera in between sessions here, we'll go take a look at what I've built up and got set up. So let's just get right to it. So let's have a look here at the first thing I changed. Hover packs. Yeah, I unlocked the hover pack just because it was a lot easier to do the train then, when you can kind of hover along as opposed to trying to find little places to stand. So I did go ahead and unlock the hover pack. So if we have a look in here, I've actually got a few things unlocked here. I got my bauxite refinement course unlocked here, so I can start building out my aluminum. We've got our hover pack here, so I spent some tickies and got myself some LCAD sheets so I can get that stuff set up. I do have my Mark V logistics unlocked, and that's going to be really useful for some factory blueprints that I have. I also got sick and tired of getting killed by the immense amount of radiation that is over in the red bamboo forest. It is just annoying as all get out. So yes, I also spend some tickies on some of the aluminum casings here so I can get my hazmat suit. I have not unlocked this one yet, the control system development. I'm just looking at here, what do I get out of this? I get the assembly director. Of course, I'm going to need that for the next stage. You can see that is up here. There it is right there. I'm going to need 250 of those. That does have the blender. What do we have in the tier 8? And then we have our drones. We have our nuclear power. We have our advanced aluminum. Is there anything really super special in here? Yeah, the heat sinks, cooling units, and the fused modular frames. Leading edge production, there's our thermal production, the cursed turbo motors. And then we have our particle enrichment, which will give us kind of our way of making non-flood the world with radioactive waste production, including some new kind of plutonium. Yeah, they think they did some work with this, so we'll be looking at that, but that's quite a ways down the line. And then of course we have the new tier 9, which I have no idea what's going on behind there. But one thing I'm noticing I didn't actually really take time to look at last week is up until tier 9 there really doesn't look to be a huge change in what it is that we're doing in this tier. I know there are new products that we're going to need to make, but they're all hiding in behind that phase 9. So yeah, so I think we're okay for now. Yeah, throw that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we're sitting at right now. Again, we got this stuff ready to unlock, but I'm not going to unlock it. I'm going to worry about that when I kind of got everything else in the aluminum plant done. Let's just drop down to the ground here. I've been running some of the recipes through our MAM here, and quite frankly, been coming up with mostly trash, but finally, there you are. That's one of the ones I was looking for. Sloppy alumina. Yeah, that's kind of a good key recipe that I'm actually after here, because yeah, it just gets me double the amount of the output. So we look here, you can see that 120 gives me silica as a waste. It only gives me 120. It's still bauxite and water, which is the same as, but not nearly enough. Whereas this one here gives me a lot more, no byproduct, and it looks like the values are better. So yeah, I've been chasing this one for a bit. I had to pick up a lot of kind of garbage ones. Again, I've been burning through some of my hard drives that I picked up from the previous week. Chasing after one of the recipes like this, and that is definitely one I'm looking for. So I'm very happy that I finally got that one. Yay! All right, so we're down to 6 hard drives. Let's get another one scanning, and let's go take a look at where our new work site is. So we're gonna run over to the old Hypertube network here. Wondering if I should move that further down or leave it in the corner. Yeah, let's just leave it in the corner for now. We'll fine-tune things later. Just make sure we're taking the turn here. Yes, I've got my all my tracks now go above, or my tubes go above the tracks now, so I can see where the hell I'm going. I'm thinking of taking maybe 1 or 2 accelerators out of this line here, because yeah, I'm heading for hyperspace at some point in there. So yeah, maybe we'll kind of slow that line down. Let's head back up through the next stage. Pardon me. As we go up into our SAM ore. And I take a sip of my coffee here. All right, so now we head down and move our way down the track. So I've actually gone and had to rebuild all of the stuff right along here, just because I couldn't get it up the hill. But you'll see that I've now got a solution here, which is, yeah, the only way to really change elevation is to use spirals, and we're going to come to a stop here at a roundabout here, and let's go take a quick boo back here and see what I had to do. So yeah, it was just, there was no way I was getting through with just using hill changes. It wasn't working well. It was giving me lots of kind of weird waggles, and I was going to end up clipping into the ground. So I quickly did myself up a little bit of a recipe here, a blueprint for a spiral arm with power connecting on the inside. I'm really quite happy with how it worked out. Now, one thing I didn't do here, which is probably going to burn me potentially, is I didn't put in the roundabout down here, but I could easily move all of this stuff out to put a roundabout. I could also just do a more traditional kind of J-ramp, which is basically so anyone who's, you got a road on a highway in the real world, right? You want to pull off, we'll have like just a kind of way for to pull off that way. Basically to take the shortcut to get down into that area down there. And any tracks that are coming back will either pass over the tracks or will join, pass under the track and then join up back in here. So we have that full traffic. So yeah, but you know what? That's a problem for a later day. Otherwise, we do have our little spiral here, so our trains can get up through the elevation as we kind of twist through in a nice gentle path. We of course can head down this way, and I did kind of finally figure out the best practices. That's really what I needed to do last week, of how to set up the tracks, when you're dealing with the new auto connect. So basically what I worked out, and we'll just do a little kind of quick example over here as I deal with the floating platform. There we go. Hey, look at that. Who's hiding in there? Who are you hiding? Let's have a little boo in there. It looks like it's going to be a purple slug, judging by the particle effects going down there. Come on. Why are you... Come on, blocks. Okay, so apparently these are invincible rocks here. What's going on here, folks? Come on. There we go. There's Mr. Purple Slug. Guess I should actually go pick him up. and just out of reach of the power. You know what? I'll pick them up once I got some power down here, because the tracks will do show power. Okay, so if you want to put in a new, yeah, they kind of helped figure this out. So it's really not as bad as I was kind of fumbling around with. So what I'll do here is I'll take my new tower, or the next platform. I'm going to hit R to go into my blueprint auto connect mode here. I'm going to make sure that, you know, it's all lined up the correct way. So all you need to do is hit H and then just start moving. Like literally that's what it takes. You do your click. Now you'll see it looks like it's gone wonky here, but all you have to do is just either place your tower where you want it to be. So if I wanted this guy to start running off that way, of course my track is too long. You get it wherever that you want it, or quite frankly, take advantage of the infinite nudge. So I just used, again, the snap there, the blueprint snap, so it perfectly lines up, and I can keep pushing this thing and just keep pushing this thing and pushing this thing until you get it where you want. So I can either, you know, push it out that far, keeping in mind that the hypertube has more travel than the track does. So when I run out of space for the track, I do have to come back far enough here to make sure I'm also getting enough distance for the hypertube. Or alternatively, you can literally put this guy wherever you want it to be. So let's say I actually want to change direction and go that way, so you can kind of point it where it needs to be, and it's going to be too long there. So if I come back to here, and again, this is the benefit of the nudge. Oh no, it is so far down. Look at that. I have to build a tower. No, I have a vertical nudge. Yeah, this has probably been one of the most substantially quality of life updates that Coffee Stain has yet to do in this game. Like, honestly, laying track has never been easier. And then, of course, all I need to do is hook up my hypertube, use the curve mode. The curve mode just gives me this really nice long matching parallel curve here, which again is just the cat's meow. And there we are, ready to go. Of course, I still have to have the wire that goes only in straight lines. So you have to be kind of aware of that. You might need to put something in between just to kind of hold it in place. So, you know, I could, yeah. See, that's a bit annoying. See, that's the kind of stuff I don't like happening. But what I could do is drop something down there with a power tool. Hey, buddy. You seem upset. Did that bother you? Bye. See ya. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, I can pick this guy up now. Purple slug. So anyway, yeah, that's what I kind of worked out after last week's session here. Again, I'll get rid of the floating tower while we're looking at it. So yeah, we got the rest of the track then continues on. So we come up through here. I'm leaving these like this just because I want to have a full stop. So I can pick a direction here. So I've kind of got this one that I can run off in that direction, either kind of duck around, or we can head up that way. Probably not going to be something to use, but it's a roundabout blueprint. So if we have a look here, you can see that it is a, you know, kind of contained here blueprint pattern there that we that I built for that. So whether I use it or not, this one here is, there's coal nodes over there, plus a bunch of water supply right in here. So I wanted to have this little spur line, not necessarily right now, but definitely going to probably need it in the near future. Whoops, we don't want to launch up that one. What I should do here, actually, until I get this running. Oop, nope. Let's not delete the whole blueprint. There we go. We'll just get rid of that power line there. And then I don't have to worry about it. Likewise, let's get rid of that power line. There we go. All right, let's continue on up the hill here. Didn't use a spiral over here because I had enough stretch to move it up. I probably could have easily used a spiral. I should have used a spiral. but it's what's done is done. So yeah, we come up to the top here, and this is our factory, gonna be our location for the factory. Theoretically, I'm planning. So what I got here is I've got my single bauxite node right there. So this is the normal or the pure? Which one are you? You're the pure one. So that is kind of the goody one there. So I've got a pure node there for bauxite. And we've got our coal node right here. Plus we've got a little bit of water. It's basically enough for 3 water tanks. So we have some kind of basic setups up here. Big thing is, this is where I ended up with the track here. So I've got another roundabout in here. Can't really go much further in that direction for obvious reasons, because we're kind of up against the bauxite node here. We'll check our MAM shortly. But I can move off in that direction here for gathering more stuff. Like for collecting on the rest of the bauxite nodes, which are in fact are scattered somewhere out there. Not close, obviously. There they are. So we got one over there. We got one over there. So we do have a bunch, 3 more bauxite nodes we can draw on. We can run the track through here. We've got these bauxite nodes, except they're kind of buried deep in the forest. But, at some point in time, we're also going to want to head down around this way here, because we have more stuff that we want to play with. So we have, what do we have down here? We have either sulfur or quartz. I don't remember at the moment. I'll have to get some more radar towers, but yes, we got some copper ore there, deuterium ore. We've got a water, we have a nitrogen pressure well hiding in this area. We've got a water area. We're going to want to go this way, especially if we need to get into the kind of coal that we have buried in the Crater Lakes region. So I want to, have some way of getting through around there, as well as we'll probably eventually at some point go this way. Yeah, so lots of things that we need to do. Heading in that direction, yeah, we can drop down, but it's a massive cliff. It's probably, is short of going up that mountain there. It's one of the larger drops to get down to the oil coast. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, this is really just, I hate this area. This is my least favorite area. It is just the density here of the foliage, the elevation, and yeah. So anyway, moving on. So what our plan today is we're going to do our spur line coming off of here. So again, we're going to have our roundabout coming in. We're going to have some stations and platforms for here. Then we'll either go up into an elevated floor, or I might just kind of spread it off in that way. I really actually haven't decided yet. I've been looking at it all week, and I've just, every time I come here and start clearing the brush, I just start going, I don't know what I want to do with it. At least not fully. So what I'm going to do here, I was just going to get started. Now, we don't actually need any stations yet. That's kind of one of the things going on. Oh, one other thing that I've done in the kind of, why am I using this thing? I'm use the cluster munitions, is I have imported in some more blueprints. So you can see we got a kind of ready to go factory here of sloppy alumina. That's why I needed the sloppy alumina recipe. We also have it without a building. So it's just this here, no building. They should actually be in with the other aluminum stuff. So let's grab these two guys, and then we can head into the rest of the aluminum. And that's down here. We'll apply our changes. There we go. So yeah, in our aluminum, I've also got aluminum scrap. I've got, so we got a, kind of ready to go factory there. We have our aluminum ingots ready to go. We have a aluminum casing encased. So it's got a kind of a ready to go factory wall there. So these guys all sort of snap together in a manner. What's missing from that corner? I don't know. We also got the 4 light stand, sloppy alumina. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at today. And I think what I'm going to do here is use the clean versions. But you know, that's not here nor now. I am going to need a train station here for at least taking my aluminum products back down to the main base here. So let's get our track kind of started and start moving some stuff out. So we're going to start our platform coming out from here. Sorry, had a blow me nose there. And that's one of the things about, you know, first thing in the morning here is the old sinuses take a little while to drain from sleep. That's what I'm going to go with. So I'm not, yeah. So again, we're going to come out of here, going to bring some tracks with me. Coming out this way. Yeah, I'm just sorry, having a quick look off screen here. And welcome to the other people watching. Hey guys, how are you this morning? Hope you're having a fine morning on this wonderful May the 3rd. Okay, so let's get our platforms here. Honestly, yeah, they really did some awesome things here with tracks here. One of the things I really like, that especially making roundabouts here, you'll notice how my track is kind of popped. That's a full section. That's an unbroken section of track. They've actually added it so the track will find its own natural little location here. So that is the minimum distance I can be to that section. But you'll notice, do you see that? Do you see what it's doing there? It's connecting to where there's already a switch. It didn't like doing that before, and I can even bring that track out. It's a little weird, but it makes it hard to manually drive, but you can actually have 4 tracks in. Like these 2 circles will actually meet. So if I could have 2 roundabouts, like just like that there, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Yeah. That switch will actually go either that way or it'll go that way, which is just awesome. Yeah, there's a, you know, the block signal is there. There's a switch right there. Stop hitting that button. But you can see, there you go. There's the directional switch. It's fully functional. Or if you don't want to have that, you could just kind of push this into that's its closest location, and then off you go. So yeah, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in a section of track right like that. Going to put another section of track right like that. So we'll go to there. Now it doesn't seem to work going in this way. You'll notice how it's not grabbing on. So it is a directional operation, but if I grab this from here now, I can boop, pop it into place. Likewise, I can use kind of the reference here. We can see, so it's right where the platform edge joins here. So what I'll do is flip it around with the middle mouse wheel. You can see how it's just kind of popping and snapping into place. Grab it right into there and right into there. And that, yeah. It is getting so much nicer and so much more convenient to lay your track down and get your track down. All right, so we're gonna have our train stations kind of coming in this way. At some point in time, I'm gonna need to bring bauxite in. I'm gonna need to bring more coal in, so you know that little node there is only going to go so far, and I'm going to need to bring eventually water and maybe even limestone, because one of the things that aluminum processing leaves you, really should stop drinking coffee in the middle of sentences, is it leaves you with wastewater. that you have to either balance back into the system, which can be a pain in the neck, or what I like to use is wet concrete, and then gives you something that you can then sink the concrete that you get out of that. I haven't found the recipe for that yet. It's one of the ones that I'm also chasing after. At least I don't think I have wet concrete. Let me grab my concrete and see what we got in here. So concrete. Or is it cement? Cement. No. Concrete. Okay, we'll just do it this way. There we go. So select that. Can I get into the codex, please? Where did I just send you guys? Hello. Oh, good grief. Come on, give me my freaking... Why is it not showing up in here? That's just stupid. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do this the easy way. Yeah, the easy way is he fumbles around some more. Is it early in the morning or...
All right.
Yeah, it's temporary, Ada. Shut up. All right, so we can get our concrete here. There we go. More recipes and codex. Can I have my freaking concrete, please? Let's hit O. Hey, there it is. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so I haven't got it yet. Oh, no. Wet concrete. There it is. I did pick it up. Awesome. I don't even remember when I got it. So yeah, wet concrete. One. Gives you an insane amount of concrete. Yeah, you get so much more concrete in a ratio. So that is a, 3 gives you 15, 6 per gives you 80 with just the additional water. And I've got nothing but free water up here, so that is going to be lovely. Of course, the question is do I have any limestone up here? I don't think I do. Yeah, so the limestone's quite far away. There's some limestone down there, limestone over there. So I am probably going to have to import in some limestone. Not really a lot of great locations to do it from. I've got my home. It would be really awesome if they'd start adding track, like you could see your tracks and stuff in here. I can ship it from here. So this is where we've kind of got our train stations already. Actually, there's limestone right there. So I've got train stations already dumping in here. So what I could do is just do a swap. So when my one train brings the aluminum products back to the base to load into the inventory system, yeah, I could just have it pick up. So it'll be 3 cars as opposed to 2 cars. Have it pick up a load of limestone that I can bring back to here. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I think I want to put a radar tower in here somewhere. So other decisions that are eventually going to have to be made is how do I want to bring the coal from over there? Do I just want to run a belt? Or do I want to put in a little bit of a tractor line here? I think I am going to just run it as a belt. It's not really as far as I thought it was when you first kind of get up here. It looks like it's a big distance. But once you start kind of dropping in some infrastructure, it kind of shrinks things down a little bit. So it's not too far away. All right, so train stations. So we got this guy coming in here, and what I think I'm going to do here is we're just going to force it around the corner. That goes to the middle of the platform. Yeah. So we're going to bring the track around this way. And then we're going to throw our platforms going in that direction. But first, we got to clear some more terrain. And clear some more terrain. They've actually done some really nice improvements, I think, in the explosion effects. So let me get a few of these kind of littered around here and we'll have a look at them. So we'll put them all there. So we'll kind of keep an eye out. you can actually see a really nice, here, let me just throw a single one here. They added a lovely little shockwave, so just kind of watch this sphere that extends out. It's a minor touch, but it's a lovely little touch. You can see there's an actual, you know, shockwave distortion. So they put some really kind of new thought into the effects for it. I just get an immense amount of joy blowing these stupid things up. Just because they're the density, they are in the way. Cutting them down, you only get a little bit at a time. It's just, I hate the bamboo forest. Just out of general principle, and kernel necessity, I'd just like to basically flatten it out. And look at that, there is a summer sloop. Summer sloop, yes. Hello, Mr. Summer Sloop. Like, how are you supposed to move through this? Worst part is the spiders hide in here. So I'm just gonna continue to blow this stuff up. Throwing some more of this stuff down. Sometimes you just have to get down into the weeds to drop your boomies. Like, oh my God. Just, okay, fine. I'm gonna go around this way. Like, without any kind of flying capability, and I'm well out of reach, by the way, of any kind of power, so I'd have to resort to the jetpack. Yeah, it is just a colossal, irritating. It's just, you know, irritating. It is annoying. It's just, yeah. Hate the damn bamboo forest. All right, let's see what happens when I pull the trigger. More bye-byes. Look at you go. That's what I like to see. All right. Okay, so we're going to bring that around here. So the tracks are going to come in that way, which means we're going to have our train stations going off in that direction here. So we're going to run that back to there. I am really hoping I aren't going to clip into the ground there, but we're going to find out in a minute. So we'll just run our platform or concrete foundations. That away. And of course, yeah, I'm kicking myself. I should have gone one more higher. I didn't, but I should have. Sorry, morning snuffles again. So, no help for it. I can keep crying about it. Of course, what I could also do is go the other direction. So if I clear these guys out here, instead of turning here, let's pull these guys out of here. We turn here. Yeah, really, the flashlight is just a touch too bright. So instead, we come straight through here. Like so, and then we run our platforms that way. Yeah, I think this might actually work a little bit better. Yeah, you guys can tell that I have sometimes absolutely no plan when I start these. That it is just what, you know, well, just make it up as, well, of course I'm making it all up as I go along, but yeah, really evident sometimes, some days more than others. And yeah, see there, I got the same freaking problem. All right, so 6 1/2 dozen the other solutions that I could do just to kind of keep away from that a little bit. I also want to you know, put a little bit of thought into what the buildings are going to look like. So if I do a platform like that and I use the big concrete pillar, we can use those basically like window spacers. So if I come into here, so, you know, and then I have windows in between there, leading up to the next floor, upper floor. So one of the advantages of me running it down this way is that it puts me right at the coal node. Yeah, so I think that is probably what I'm gonna do, is bring my trains into here. And we'll just have to skip that part over. All right, so kind of the closest my first train can be, so the kind of get, so it can both get into and out of, is if I go to there. And one of the things I don't like doing is I don't like giving kind of easy paths to get to the station, that it has to cut it. Getting into the station should be the longer option, in case the train decides it wants to take any kind of shortcuts. I'm going to put a little bit of a bypass in here. Do I put a bypass in here? Do I care about having a bypass in there? No, we're just going to do this. So if I have my trains coming through here, I grab a station. So it'll be going that way. I know that's going to need to be a different platform, but you can't just drop a platform without a train station. So if I have 1, 2, 3, get some more platform underneath, or foundations underneath. Come on, Mr. Hologram, show up sooner, please. So we throw more platform down here. Let's get rid of the trees. And I missed some. Where are you? You supposed to blow up. Please blow up. Yeah, this is why I hate the bamboo forest. Thank you. All right, I think I have enough space here, so we could put that in. There we go. And then I can get rid of this, rid of this, rid of this. Grab this. Of course, I've lost my power because I took the tracks out. And then we'll grab our freight platform. So we'll have 1, 2. And then I'm going to set this one up as a blank platform. So empty platform with catwalk. So I'm going to put that one there. Eventually what that'll be is if I do need to bring some water up and feed in. And then we'll have the next station head off in this direction here. So the train can come in, pull into the station here, do its pickup. I put this one on backward. Why do you flip? Thank you. And then it can happily head out this way. And then the next train station. So whether it be coal or whatever, should nicely fit right in here. Good Lord, I'm out of concrete. So if we go to like right here, just waiting for a little bit more concrete. Yeah, that'll avoid those rocks there. I could still bring the station in right here. And I can still exit out that way. Wow. I've burned through everything that was in the dimensional depot. Okay, so that should be fine. And then, like I say, I can grab the coal now and just use the platforms to kind of sneak it through. When this fella leaves, All we need to do is I'm going to need to get some concrete from somewhere, so we'll just take it from this area here that we're not going to be utilizing just yet. So just so I have some concrete that I can work with. There we go. And down to there, and there we go. And we'll snap a few more in place and bring it around. All right, and so yeah, when our trains are leaving, they'll come out through here, like so. We'll come to here for a nice sharp corner. That's too sharp. To here. There we go. Oh, come on, why? Oh, you got a little wiggle going on there in your booty. Don't like the little wiggle in your booty. Yeah, and sometimes when you're pulling into corners, you can get some weird kind of results coming out. So what I'll do here is run you straight to... Where do I want to run you to? No. See, you got to actually rotate your tracks now. That's one of the new things, is you got to rotate your tracks. Yeah, starting a new project is always a little bit of this kind of build something, take it down, build something, take it down, build something, take it down. All right, there we go. So now we can continue on and just go boop. So we'll have one loop like that, and then we come around to the other side here, and then whatever train and whatever purpose is going to be served by this little bit of track. You need to be centered better. Make sure you get your alignments correct. So we line you up right about there, so that when I bring my track out, oh, I went into the console. There we go. And then when I bring the track out, you'll nicely line up to there and into there. So yeah, that'll start bringing or give me the path in. And we'll just put some of these guys in. I don't know how many platforms I might need here, but I don't build big, long super trains. I build direct express, so to speak. Just get in there, get out. No mussing, no fussing. So quite often I'll even have a single car, which of course you've seen me demonstrate already in other places. Yeah, see, that'll work. And then we are going to go up from here. Let me just recover the concrete from these guys. Like so. Is there one hiding him? Yeah, see, there is one hiding back there. I want him too. There we go. All right, so yeah, that's basically how I'm going to get my train stations in. And then, oh, that's the other thing I'm going to eventually need is a bauxite drop. Now, to get the bauxite, I'd either have to bring the station over that way, but... Because that's going to be... Well, you know what? No. See, that could just easily be my bauxite right here. Because I'm going to need more bauxite. I'm going to need more coal. I'm going to need both. Yeah, see, I need at least one more station in here. Now, I could just, you know, move it to the other side of that little rock formation there. But I'm kind of thinking why don't I just have stations on both sides? Now, the problem with that is, how does the incoming train get to this side without going through any one of those? Well, the easiest solution, of course, is to just bring a train off like that. The problem being is that when I get to the other end there, my trains do have to cross. I'm not a huge fan of my tracks crossing. I honestly really kind of dislike it. And just getting matching up the end here, so I'll show you what I mean. So I could easily, you know, just pull it through here. How do you not make the corner the same? Yeah, there we go. So I could easily just, you know, have it go through here, go into the station, and then loop back in, but that's just weird, for one. I don't like it. I mean, switching it's not hard, because, you know, I could easily put a switch. Well, I'm going to need a switch there anyway. Or not a switch, a signal. Put a signal there. Signal there. Signal there. And that kind of nicely isolates that section, so no train can go through. And I don't have to worry about collisions. Problem is no train can go through, and it can stop traffic. Is that a problem? Aesthetically, is it a horrible? It's not great. It's not awful. As long as I don't let it kind of be random and I keep it nice and even. Like I said, it's not awful. However, I do have an alternative, and I think that's what I'm going to do here. And it is kind of what I prefer to do anyway when I have these type of situations. Is we're going to grab all of these foundations and we're going to drop down. So we're going to go to our ramp menu here. We'll go to 0. We'll grab our double foundation. Do I want to use the doubles, or do I want to keep it as a big solid wall? I think I'm going to keep it as a big solid wall. So we'll use our 1 meter ramp. We're going to go down 2 meters. We're going to switch to the 2 meter ramp. So that's down now total of 6 meters. And for good luck, I'm going to go 1 more. So that's 8 meters. Then we'll grab our 1 meters again. That's 10 meter, except I need no, yeah, so I'm going to take this one back. Grab our 1 meter. Like that. Because we need basically 8 meters for the train to clear. Otherwise, the train scrapes the roof. So we'll come to there. And hey, look, it's these stupid ass trees again. Let's clear some more forest. Bye. So then I can come down to there. We'll grab some foundationals. Just switch it over to the 4 meter. Go to 4 meter vertical right into the stream. And then we'll come across, switch her back to that, fill in the gap, and then just kind of fill in the gaps here like that. So yeah, that's what I'll eventually have doing. There was a point besides just, you know, showing you what I'm going to do here. I actually need to have you right there. So I can now bring... and then I can bring my corner out. Let's go back to Zoop here. So then I can bring my corner out. Like that. Yeah. 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 So, and then I'm going to have the track. So we'll have a bit of a corner there. And then come around to the other side here. So I can pretty much put it wherever I want. And I think I'm going to just go right through here. So where is that? That is actually over here. So we'll put that there. Yes, I actually didn't even need to... I could... Yeah, you know what? I can actually clean this up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all of this back out. Not you. Put one there and one there. Because we can now run our tracks straight into a curve. Huge improvement. Like, again, my favorite update. So we go like that. Then I grab my 1 meter ramp. Now, just gonna double check. Make sure that our train will in fact clear. It's a tight squeeze, but 8 meters will give you enough clearance. Basically 2 wall segments or 2 thick. And it is only temporary. So I'm gonna work, I'm okay with that, being that close to the ceiling. I could drop it down 1 more, which wouldn't be, that wouldn't be awful, would it? That really wouldn't be awful. Yeah, let's do that. Let's actually have 1 extra meter drop. So we're gonna grab some of these here. So we'll go into a 9 square. The reason is that it takes a minimum of 3 and 3 to make a corner. So if I go to there, if I go to there, actually I can go to the center of that foundation, to the center of that foundation, just like that. Yep, now I can grab my ramp. Grab my 1 meter ramp. That is not a ramp, that is a foundation. 1 meter ramp. Go up. Oh, look at that. It turned out to be exactly where I was before. Hey, look at that. I was right in the first place. Okay. Yeah, so apparently I had it right in the first place. So that, yeah, we can come down through here. Let's bring that up. So I'll put a little short section. We'll do another section through there. Nope, we're gonna bring this one back a little bit just because I don't like excessive amounts of clipping. So I'm gonna bring you to there because we have that little bit of a steeper section there. And we'll go to there, go to there, and then we can connect up through there. Let's do our signaling while we're here. So that will be a path signal, like so. It's going to split off, so we're going to put another path signal there. We're going to put a block signal there, block signal there. Don't really need one coming out of this station here, because I've got that one, but I will need a block signal for there. And you can see no errors. Yes. All right, let's get another block signal in. Gonna need one right in here, like that. All right, so if a train wants to go to this way, it can come around here now. And we can start moving our way back up. So again, we'll grab our 1 meter ramp. Not the 2 meter, 1 meter. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go to a 2 meter and we'll go 1, 2. We'll go to the 1 meter, go 1 and 2. And that should bring me right back up to level, and it does. Just like that. And then coming out of here, no big deal. We just have to come run through here. And that gives me the kind of where I need to have that station. I am gonna fall from the sky. There I go. Yeah, so there we go. We can do that. Let's fill that in. How am I doing on the old concrete and the dimensional depot? Filling up very slowly, but I am filling up. All right. Just kind of thinking how I want to run that. So if I actually, you know what, I could. See, again, just thinking. I could do, where's the 45? So if I have that, and a 45 would hit right at that corner. And bring this track to there. So a nice little S bend. Because I just, again, that's a stupid concrete platform in the way. And then I swing you around that way. How's that gonna work? I think that should be okay. So if I grab a station, and I'm gonna make it 3 platforms in length, this station here. So we'll grab platform with catwalk, like that. Let's make sure we extend out our concrete here. So again, we're clipping into this terrain bit here. And I'm gonna have to live with it. I'm not happy about it. Not in the least. Yeah, ground is uneven, you say. See, again, I got a little bit of clipping through there, but it doesn't go into the track. If I leave the station on this side, it should be okay. Let's finish building that out, rejoin. Hey, look, I left one behind. That's fine. It turns out I actually needed them. Oh, yeah. Blew through all my concrete again. Well, while that's doing that, hey, there's a Mercisphere down there. I have a recipe in my MAM, don't I? I should go look at that. I'm gonna go collect up this Mercer. And I'm gonna fall to the ground. Anyone around me? Anyone want to talk? Anyone got some complaints or anything?
Harvest the scripture. Compose it into a blood song.
Okay, I'll collect it. No follow-up? Okay. No follow-up this time. Well, I'm just gonna keep running this out then. Okay, so I'm just gonna just to make sure I have a place for the track to run to. Like, wow. 7 per platform? Oof. Never realized they were that expensive before. Yeah, these kind of projects really test your dimensional depot, don't they? right. So it's kind of going to be, I think, just a single track over here, or single station over here, isn't it? Which is fine. Okay, you know what? I want some boom booms. Let's throw my boomies down there. Thank you. Let's get rid of that stuff. There we go. Now I can hate the bamboo. Have I mentioned how much I hate the bamboo? All right, we can bring this down here. And if I do want to put more stations in, I can absolutely go on this side because the track can kind of branch off and go the other direction. Right to there. That can come around to there. They'll come to just this top of the ramp here, come down the transition point of the ramp, come down the transition point of the ramp, which of course is halfway through there, come to there, and we'll just join her up. Stop hitting the console button. There we go. Big old fat fingers on the keyboard. So there we go. So yeah, so now the train can come in through there, grab a little bit of tunnel space. We can wall this off. So if we grab some walls here, so we can do this. So it's a good on proper little tunnel. And we'll just close all of that in there. Run down here. Where are you? You are here. We are here. We are here. Actually, don't have to use the angle ones because I'm using the kind of giving it a big ass thick concrete bottom here, aren't I? I am. So we don't have to be all... Oh, come on. Load! I may have to run back and grab some concrete. There we go. I am gonna have to go get some concrete. Well, but you get the idea. So I can then have a lively little tunnel coming in here. If I'm worried about traffic, let's grab a train. So I'll put him right there. Grab our inverted ramp, button 8. Make sure it's a 1 meter. And if I nudge him to hit, oh, damn it, I hate it when I hit that button, wrong buttons. Again, the problem is it's like when you go from driving an automatic transmission to a standard transmission, and you either keep trying to hit a clutch that's not there, or you forget that there is a clutch and you keep making hamburger out of your gears. Same thing here. I'm transitioning from playing Space Engineers to playing Satisfactory, and the commands are, you know, your WASD or close and stuff like that, but you know, there are certain ones that the command key, the little tilde key, for example, that is to put away your tools in Space Engineers, where in Satisfactory that brings up your console, which is very irritating. All right, I can put that there. Grab a 1 meter, put that there, grab a half, and put that right there. And I actually got it in the right direction. So there you go. So you can even, you know, continue walking around. No more camera popping. The camera actually holds back here, and off we go. And then we can come up. Yay! Come here, you. I need you over here. Yes, and this is definitely faster than driving the damn train over here. Again, we'll just drop that in there as a guide point. Grab the 1 meter foundation, flip it around, snap it, nudge it, fill it, change it, place it. Okay, so there we go. So there, train can happily go underneath. We could put a little bit of signage or something here. Don't need this anymore. We'll need one here, like that. Gonna need one coming out of the station, but I'm gonna put it right here. Likewise, we can put this one. I'm gonna keep things nice and neat here. Can I? And can I? No, apparently I can't. Yeah, see, it's too close to that one, so I'll have to just set it back a little bit here, just so we can see. So yeah, so the intersection's nice and clear, just need some block signals. I might be a little bit excessive in the block signals, but you know, frankly, I'd rather have too many. We should probably isolate the roundabout here. I don't think I need to worry about here. I should have a path signal here. So we'll flip you to path signals. And yeah, see, that's what I thought. You want that to be there. Oh, nope, you should be a block, sorry. There we go. So here's a question. Now, that is going to get in the way. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Let me just re-clear that out. There we go. The hypertube will run through it if I go that way, so that's kind of a bit of a problem. However, nothing saying I have to use a path signal there. I can use a block signal. Seriously. Build, thank you. So if I use a block signal, that doesn't become an issue. I don't, because it knows that as long as nothing is in between in this little section. So if we actually look at our colors, so as long as nothing's in this section, the block signal has no problem. The path signal is okay here because I'm, you know, isolating those segments. If I put a path signal here, though, it doesn't like having the two different lines coming in, and that's why it's giving. Why? Really? What the hell? What is going on here with the texture? There we go. Okay, just keep it on there for a bit. It doesn't like having this. It wants to. It's too much for it. It hates it. But if I use a block signal, it's perfectly okay. So those of you who are struggling with your signals, just remember one thing. You can just use block signals. You don't have to use path signals. The advantage with path signals is that if I have a train going that way, I have a train going that way, they won't interfere with each other. Whereas in block signal, if there's something parked right here, so if I grab a train here, so if there's a train sitting right here, if that's a block signal, it will keep anything else from entering this path. A path signal, if I have a train that's going to go straight through, it will look and say, well, no, this is not going to interfere with my pathing, so I'm just going to happily follow along regardless of whatever kind of blockages might be up here. And it can get blocked. I mean, if you got, you know, a heavy load of traffic coming through here, like maybe you've actually added a second, so dropping off whatever over here, So I'm, dropping off coal over there that I'm getting from down some there, but I'm pulling coal in from somewhere else. And this guy's coming in through and he can't get through, or for whatever reason. And again, it's not necessarily in this specific scenario, but in a scenario where you're going to get something like that backing up, the pass signal just gives you the ability. It's also good for roundabouts, sometimes having pass signals, because again, anything that's going this way, the path will just, okay, yeah, I can still use the roundabout here. Whereas a block signal, if there's something in that kind of section, in that purple color, the block signal is just going to say, no way, Jose. So if there's a train sitting here or a train sitting here, this whole section becomes unusable, or even one pointing there. With a pass signal, only trains that are blocking the actual route will have that issue. Yeah, that was a very deep kind of explainer. Basically boiling down to is I'm going to use block signals for the roundabouts. The traffic goes through fast enough that I don't think having sections tied up is going to be that big of an issue. I'm going to use pass signals here because, again, trains are going to keep going into different places. Other kind of rule of thumb for pass signals is when tracks split, use a pass signal. When tracks come together, use a block signal. And then every once in a while, drop a block signal in, just to kind of keep your traffic flowing. All right, so this is going to be bauxite delivery. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. And if I look in here, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we can bring our bauxite into here, ducking underneath. So that is going to be the trains that we are going to use. So that should be okay for train station. I do have expandability. I could put a short one here. Can't really go that way, but I don't want it because the bauxite's right there. Of course, can go that way. I can go that way, but that should be all okay for now. I'm gonna rename the stations. I'm just not gonna rename them just yet. Just because I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna go. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna find out how high I need to be to clear the station. So I'll just run a wall up to, yeah, so I think 6 should be okay, and then we're gonna have the factory floor up here, and there we go. All right, okay, we're gonna take a quick pause here, so let me just drop down. So we're just gonna take a quick pause here, a little 5-minute bio break. And we'll actually start looking at getting those aluminum lines into place. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Okay, so like I say, I think I'm going to be... That sounded weird. Like I say. Yeah, this is where I'm going to be bringing the actual factory floor up here. So I'm just going to get a platform down for now. So we'll isolate. Not sure how much space I'm going to need overall. But we are going to start here. I'm also not sure what my numbers are. So again, these are blueprints from my update 8 playthrough. So before my 1.0. Again, it's, you know, all of these blueprints are the results. I just overrode a couple of, yeah, see, there's one already here. All of these recipes, and the reason I'm using the blueprints and not just kind of making it up as I go along now, like starting fresh and starting with fresh, fresh blueprints, like, you know, specific for this, is because I've built a lot of aluminum factories, and quite frankly, the update 8 is, I feel, this is entirely, you know, my own subjective opinion on myself. It's not an objective observation, even though objectively I have gotten much better at the game by update 8, which means I've kind of found the best way of putting the flow of the machines with the kind of the numbers that work the best for me. Let's put it that way. So that's why I'm using the blueprints. Now, having said that, I did build the blueprints like a year ago, so I'm not exactly super familiar with what they still have in them. So again, you can see how I'm gonna probably enclose it all like that. So yeah, I'm gonna need to run back to the factory to grab myself some concrete that I can use to build a buffer, but hey, let's, instead of using the hypertube, let's just take a quick drive with our train here, just so you guys can see what the track looks like. So we'll just kind of boogie along, switch is already set correctly, and we'll head off down the hill. Might be a good time to flip the light switch just to kind of get the everything into play. So here we come. We're going to go down our spiral. Ooh, getting some actual frame issues here. That's interesting. Yeah, I hopped out. Okay, yeah, frame rate's cleaned up. No, it actually hasn't. I'm getting some... Oh, you know what? Let me go into my options here. Video. I'm gonna turn... Which one did I just flip on that I didn't think I wanted? Yeah, frame generation here. I think that might be affecting my frame rate. So I'm really kind of feeling things are a bit laggy here. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I'm gonna kick out to main menu. Let me save the game here. Yep, we're on episode 18 of being up here. Why 18 and not 34 like it says in the main title? Because 34 is the overall, including the doomed factory in the desert that, quite frankly, it was a mercy that it got put out of my misery. All right, let's head back in. Hopefully that, yeah, ignoring the mod warning. Ironically, I don't need the mod anymore. It was for the window holes. Did I mention that 1.1 is my favorite update? Yeah, see, there we go. Frame rate's much better now. So I don't necessarily mind that it's gone, but it is in fact gone. Okay, we can come through here. Yeah, so you know, you can see I extended the tunnel. I think we did that on camera last week. I like how the camera doesn't do its own weird pop around anymore. Make sure again my arrow's pointing in the right direction. Nope, we want to go that way, then we want to go that way, so yep. I'm gonna rework the signals back there. And then we're on to the good old regular track here. And as we come into the main factory, don't remember what's in there. Oh, that's the crystal oscillators. That's right. That useless freaking thing. All right, I can set the switch already. So from a distance there, I saw it for that it wasn't in the right place. And then I'm just gonna hop out. Wait for the train to come to a stop. Because the train actually has to be at a stop. And I can erase them and move on. Now I do recall myself saying there was something in the MAM here, so let's just take a quick drop down. What do we get this time? Don't care. Don't care. Ooh, 6 inventory slots. That I do care about. Do I care about that? What am I doing? I'm doing 50. Yes, I've already got 54. The regular one is 22, but you know, do I really want to add water? No. I want 6 inventory slots. So we're going to grab ourselves some inventory slots. All right, let's grab. What do I got left in my alien technology? I can't do an upgrade here. 13 Mercer spheres. That is a steep price to pay. How many have I got? See, I've only got 19. I could do the upgrade. I kinda. So that's the stack increase. That would be the one I'd want to do. Yeah, because I'm only loading 160 per minute now. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Yeah, there are plenty of Mercer spheres out there. I think I am going to drop off that summer sloop while I'm here. Yeah. I just really want to kind of keep that dimensional depot. I'm really enjoying the fact that there's the dimensional depot, but you know, when you're doing a massive big project and I got a lot more to build, it would be nice to make sure I have enough. All right, let's get into this. And let's get that research. So we'll take a quick break on there. As you can see, I mean, I'm already just ran into it with the concrete there. So we're going to start our research. That's going to give us a much bigger update speed. That's going to need 23 Mercer spheres.
Dimensional upload speed increased. The dimensional shift now no longer cares how complex the components of the original part are, and will save each part as a single collection of particles that can be instanced easily.
Grow shift the body cord flow cycle song of the 5-layered shallow state.
I'm working on it, but are you saying there is another layer? Is it a sensor limitation?
Deepen.
Helpful.
All right, why am I stators? Really should stop looking at what's going on back at the home base here, because I start chasing, you know, bugs and whatnot, and I probably should stop splitting my attention. But I can't help it. Okay, I just saw a stator. I just saw a stator go past. How many stators am I loading in? There's a stator. Let's make sure everything's still okay. So there's a rotor. All right, so the stator is sitting still. Why are you not? Yeah, stator. This is a bin full of stators. Where are those stators loading up to? Huh? That's motors. Why are stators? Why are stators and rotors showing up? Okay, rotors. Oh, that's my rotors. That's my stators. Neither one of them is connected currently to a dimensional depot. And yet, I apparently have some uploaded. Huh. How? Why? What are you? Oh, you're screws. That is very weird. Where am I uploading those stators and rotors from? Because these are just regular. Huh. Oh, I know. I think I uploaded them. Can you, like, how do you get these guys out of there? Oh, okay, you can just drag and drop. They uploaded from here. Like, if I send those in, you can, yeah, see, there you go. That's where they are. I manually uploaded them. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So if I can upload a purple slug, okay. And then I can download a purple slug. And then I have the option, which can be, okay. Understanding. And that's why I show that I have screws, even though I'm not uploading any screws. Oh. Understanding slowly in head sinking. Okay. All right. Can we open the door, please? Thank you. Here. Somehow got this set to auto close. All right. Okay. Let's go dump these slugs off. I noticed I got some slugs in the old inventory here. So we'll get rid of Mr. Purple. We'll get rid of these two blue guys here. I should probably go grab some more of those. Meanwhile, I'm back here at the base. I might as well get some stuff. Hey, boys, let's have a distractions. Hey, guys, how you doing? All right. Oh, look at you. You gave me some cooling system. Awesome. Good job. Which one are you? You're Doug. And how's Bob? Bob, he gave me some nice heavy frames. Thank you, Bob and Doug. And moving off. Okay. Yeah, that is a very specific regional. Like, you have to be Canadian to really get it. I mean, I'm sure there's some Americans out there who will get it, but yeah, almost every Canadian instinctively knows that in sound. And of a certain age. All right, let's get some concrete in the old reserves here. What else should I need? I'm gonna do some glass stuff, so I probably should grab some quartz crystals, which I ran by blindly. There we go. Anything else I need to do while I'm back here? Don't know. Don't think so. All right, let's head ourselves off. Yep, we're going in the right direction already. Okay, yeah, they're moving. They got just a little bit hung up, and I think that's because I'm using just block signals, so Yeah, that can slow the traffic down a little bit over there. All right, past the power plants. So we got all our power going there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yep, there's 12. Each of these is for 12, gives me 12 power plants. So I was just making sure because that was only 5, but there's my excess one. All right, back down into here. We'll scooch past the SAM ore. I could probably use one of those little off-ramp tubes there so I don't actually get kicked out. Unless I want to, I might I'll do that kind of in the more of a cleanup phase. Up our little spiral. And we'll stop at the kind of lower mid-tier or mid-level, and we'll just need to hop back in. That might actually be a place to put a transfer unit, but I don't mind stopping at the roundabouts. Just to get me through. Might need another accelerator somewhere along here just to kind of give me that little extra boost to get up the hill. All right, probably don't need you anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of you because the factory is in fact right here. All right. Okay, well now we can get the platform finished filling in, at least more of it. Make sure we're on the old Zupa Zupa. And off we go. Into the wild blue yonder, here we go, la 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 la. No idea what the words are to the song, so singing anything to just make the noise. All right, and yeah, there's a yellow slug hiding underneath those rocks there. Should I liberate him? I should liberate him. So we'll throw the old explosive boom boomies. Blow everything up. And go recover. I'm gonna run out of power. Ooh, just right on the edge. Thank you. And back over to here. One more row of foundations, I think, coming out. And hello, good morning to those who have joined us. Good to see ya. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday and it's going well enough. All right. Okay, so gonna need probably more space up here. And I might push some of this stuff back a little bit because that is a pretty big gap. So I am going to push these guys back. Namely the fact that the upper floor is kind of overhanging the roundabout. And that will make it much more difficult to kind of incorporate things in. Because we are going to have a door or a way, you know, basically an entryway here for the shushus. So if I come up to here, that is basically kind of the front of the factory right here. So shushus go in there. Maybe even come back one more. Like that. And then I'll do something like that. Pull that out of there. Get rid of, again, this front row that I just literally put back in. And then I'll grab some gigantic pillars, some big ass pillars. Make sure we got the zoopies. Got a case of the zoopies. Line you up to there. And we can even kind of close you off like so. And, you know, I'll play with the entrance and the exit a little bit at a later date. Yeah. Let's get this out of here. That should be okay. Yeah, I'll have to use the wall to attach the pillar, but yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, okay, so that's where we're gonna have the factory. All right. Have I got enough room to move stuff around underneath? Do I need a subfloor? I'm gonna need an elevator. That's correct. Let's put the elevator here, actually. Do I want to put the elevator here? Do I? Where do I put the elevator? Honestly, that's probably the best place for it. If I do that, and I am spending a little bit of extra time kind of figuring stuff out before I commit and start laying down some factory stuff. Because, you know, I want to make sure I have kind of the logistic stuff in place. And then we'll come out through there. Because putting it sometimes in place after you've got everything in can get to be a bit of a pain in the neck. All right, that also gives me the added advantage of giving me a way of bringing power over to this side, because we are going to need to power our elevator like so, and there we go. So you are now powered up with your, let's lose the music. Thank you. And we'll head up stairs. And just for the kind of, you know, prerequisite elevator run. Now, what do I want to do with the actual aluminum buildings here? So I'm going to go grab, I'm actually going to go to a blank toolbar. Let's say right there. I'm going to go to my building. Construction lines, I should say. And what I want to do here is just put that on the toolbar, put that on the toolbar, put that on the toolbar, put that on the toolbar. So just put all of these things on the toolbar. Why did these end up down here? I think that was because I was looking for something else. I'm going to grab these and put these back where they belong, which is over here. That, yeah, that should be where they need to go. Apply my changes. All right, so how do the buildings fit together? If we start with our sloppy alumina, and I really did need to have that recipe. So sloppy alumina goes there. We have the direction of travel coming out that way. So that would be, let's say, right there. So that would be that building. So you need bauxite, and yeah, I'm going to need to bring water up here, aren't I? Ooh. That's 600. Yeah, I can get 600 out of that. So that's going to be 600 bauxite. I'm not going to be able to get that enough water out of the little pond over there, because that means I need 4. All right, so I am going to have to get a train station down there to bring water up. Oh, wait, no, because none of that water actually is, there is going to be some wastewater in here. Okay, so that's got some weird clipping going on there. Oh, it's that pillar support. I don't like that. Well, you know what? Do I need that half block in? Oh, of course it deletes the wrong thing. You know what? I'd rather have the line there, and quite frankly, you know what? I'm just going to paint it into that gray. Maybe actually we'll go into there's some really funky colors here. Screw it. We're gonna leave it like that for now. That does look better than that awful blue that what was I thinking? What am I thinking with this color? Like, that had to have looked different at some point. That is just, it's just wrong. All right, okay. So anyway, Illumina solution is going to come out of there. So what does Illumina solution go to? You know what time it is? You know what this means? It is time to switch to the planner. Where is the planner? I know it's out here somewhere. Into the planner. There it is, the planner. I have the planner all ready to go. Why am I singing like this? There we go. Okay, so there you go. You can see that we have our planner. I just kind of put in some basic numbers and stuff like that here. So we're going to start off with, say, an input of 600 bauxite. Just because that's what the current sloppy aluminum building's doing. We're going to set this to maximize. We're going to set this to maximize. And without putting any other alternate recipes, we're going to see that this thing wants me to bring in SAM ore. A crap ton of SAM ore. Because it's, for whatever reason, not using bauxite. Like, it's using copper for bauxite. So it's completely and utterly skipping over. Like, why? Okay, so we're going to deny it whatever freaking recipe it's trying to do there with the SAM ore. So we're going to go to recipes here. I'm going to turn off that alumina solution. Going to turn off that. Turn off that. Going to make sure it's using the sloppy alumina. Like so. Okay, so what does that do to the line? And that simplifies things quite a bit. So I am going to need a bunch of, I'm going to need a bunch of silica. What do I got for alumina ingots? So let's go into our ingots, aluminum ingot. Do I have any other recipes? No, I do not. Which means I am going to need a bunch of silica. That is tiny bit problematic. Very much a tiny bit problematic. I'm also going to need to bring copper up. Oh my god, I've really forgotten these recipes, haven't I? So I need silica and I need copper. Where am I going to get my silica? Where am I going to get my copper? All I know is that the next factory is going to be my aluminum scrap. That's really what I've wanted to figure out. I'm going to grab a MAM. And we're going to put that there. We're going to see what we have coming on the hard drives. Now, again, those are just our basic recipes. Now, none of that. So again, looking at the tools here, none of these is, yeah, so water is not an issue. Like, that's actually something that's good, is I have no spare water. I'm actually getting a decent amount of these coming out of the whole system here as well. So I got water going in, 240 water going in. Ooh, that's all right. That's all right. Wait a minute. Why did that feel like it was something different? What have did I put any notes into my blueprint here? Construction line, floppy aluminum. Okay, yeah, so why do you say... Huh. Weird. Alumina solution, sloppy alumina, sloppy alumina. Okay, yeah, so it's going to give me 720. Oh, and I am going to have water coming back out of my alumina scrap. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to leave that there. Let's just put the damn things in and see what we get. We're going to grab our aluminum scrap. That goes in that direction. I don't know if they're going to see each other. Let's grab our auto connect. Oop, ran it. I love that fact that my helmet bounces against the glass. All right. Where is the kind of opening? So you look like you kind of feed in that way. Where's your feed lines over on this side here? Aluminum scrap. I'm just going to drop that in place just because I want to see where the feed lines. So the outputs are right here and right here. Your inputs are, yeah, right here. I don't know why you're in the way. So that's your inputs there. If I grab the which one do I want to use? Okay, so where's your inputs? Yeah, so that's your input. So yeah, that's the side that faces there. Okay. We'll grab that. We'll grab this. We're going to park you there. We're going to make sure you're on auto connect. Ooh. Do you see that? It looks like they found each other. They did. How sweet. Okay, so we can do some nudging here. You guys look like you're now lined up. So, almost like I built these guys to go together. Okay, so that's going to give me my scraps. Did I cancel it or something? Let's try that again. We'll actually even flip to blueprint mode. There we go. I think I just missed a click. All right, there we go. Okay, so these two guys are meant to be together. So what do we got for a recipe in here? And is that recipe being canceled? Can I get to the back of this? I guess I got to go around. There we go. There's my ladder up. Little service hallway here. And up we go. Okay, come on. Climb the ladder. Oh, I got a ladder over here too. Okay. All right, so what do we got for our recipe in this fine fella here? So a luminous solution comes in. 240, so it's a 1-to-1 from the other ones. That's going to give me 360 aluminum scrap, which is then going to output 120 water. You want 200 water. So we're going to backfeed the water. Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why have I got a hole in the floor? For whom? Why are you... What? Who? Oh, that's coal goes upstairs. For some odd reason, I have coal going upstairs. Why do I have coal coming upstairs? Who the hell knows? I know I have a water buffer. So the water is going to exit out through here. Come up through here, get stored in the tank, and then I'm going to have to backfeed it back down into the line underneath here. So that'll have to come back down into here. So there's my, oh, no, that's, yeah, that's where I want to be. So water, slow down. There we go. So water is going to have to feed into the machines, which means we are going to have to move the water from the other side of this wall here. Can I get upstairs again? How do I get upstairs? There we go. That's how I get upstairs. Stop hitting X. There we go. Come on. Jeez. It's almost like I've never played the game before. All right, so the water is going to feed into here. It will duck it through to the back of there, and we'll all be good. Okay. So that gets me up to my aluminum scrap, and I'm actually okay with where everything currently is sitting. So if we come outside here, I'm not hating any of that being there. That's where the water's going to come up and load into it. Now, I do have the concern about moving stuff up through here, but that's okay. You know what? I'm going to make do. I'll maybe even build like a little service kind of pillar out of 4 walls so we can kind of move things up and down more discreetly. And then run the conveyors underneath, because I got to bring coal in from there, and I got to bring bauxite in from there, and water I can get in through here. What the hell is that? Yeah, okay, so that is a self-enclosed. It looks like I designed this as a self-enclosed system. So my aluminum scrap goes upstairs. So we'll grab a ladder. I got a ladder right here. So we'll grab this ladder. So that's where the scrap comes up, and it comes up to here. Okay. All right. So that's okay. All right. So scrap comes up to there. So the next thing I need then is my ingots. Aluminum ingots clean. Do I have any aluminum ingots? No, I have no building for aluminum ingots, which is weird. scrap clean, aluminum ingots clean. Where is my inputs? Where are my outputs? Well, you know what? Let's just drop something down here for now. Not that button. All right, what are you supposed to be running? A smelter, aluminum scrap. What is this other one that's using the foundry? Is that an alternate recipe? Scrap. So that's a recipe. I don't think I... No, I want ingots. So that actually is a recipe I don't have yet. Yeah, pure aluminum ingot. I don't know if it'll work. That'll give me 90 aluminum in. Okay, let's that's our, see, that's the one thing about blueprints is it's an alternate recipe I have not actually unlocked yet. Oh, crystal computers, no, never. 3.75. I'm still looking for aluminum. Oh, geez, tempered copper. No, I hate it when that's the worst recipes on this backside. Yeah, so I am looking for clean ingots, apparently. Now I have figured out, yeah, see, if I was to take a smelter.
Are you sure that spot makes sense?
Yeah, shush up, Ada. See, I can't actually select it, but it's already programmed in. I don't know if it's actually going to work. So I think what I'm going to do is get everything working up to here so I actually have some scrap to play with. So I'm going to get the bauxite moving over now, which will be just dropping up miner in there. Get the coal moving in. So I have everything I need nice and nearby. Yes. And you need coal, right? You want coal? Stop trying to climb the ladder. Just use the hover pack. You want coal, right? Yeah, you want coal plus your alumina solution. So you want... I need a total of 360... coal to feed into this one pod, and like I say, it's a 1-to-1. You are gonna get how much water back? You're gonna get 120, so I need 80, 240. Oh, and that's exactly what it's telling me. Yeah, 240 water, which is only 2 water pumps. Okay. Drop down to the floor. Let's move some stuff over. So we'll start off with the bauxite. Let's get ourselves lined up here. And we'll zoop a foundation over. Do I want to come up by one? Yeah, I think I do, just to be a little bit cleaner. By the way, I have no idea how I'm doing on the world grid here. Actually, not bad. I'm only half a block off. I think I did kind of calibrate to the world grid when I brought that in there, so yeah, even the height's good. All right, yay! Let's finish putting that in there. I could probably get rid of this marker now, which is right here. So we're going to remove that marker. Remove that marker. What's underneath me? Yeah, okay. You're not highlighting. You can go away now. Oh, well, I guess it'll fade on its own at some point in time. Gonna need some tooly bits. So we'll come over here. We'll have like a little tool shop area here. Which means I'm gonna need my equipment workshop. We'll put you right there. And then we'll put a crafting bench kind of right there. So we can do our crafting. We have the elevator right here. We have all that right there. Probably could get a power light stand here. Facing this way. And I'm just going to nudge it into place. Like something like... yeah, that'll do. The reason I'm doing that is obviously because I need to bring power up here. And I don't want to use the stations because I want to keep everything kind of on that centralized switch there. At some point, I may go through... I'm missing a window. I may go through and kind of put in some priority switches and stuff like that. How am I doing on power, by the way? Oh, yeah, we got lots. All right. Actually, may have enough power now in the down there to get the nuclear up and running. Okay, so what do I need? I need a couple of miners. And I only think I'm going to be using... Now, do I have any turbo motors? I do not. I can... get... Oh, I should have left these back home. I can get some just by spending some tickets, but I don't... If I don't have to, I don't think I want to. But I am going to grab my... Mark II miner. Oh, I actually haven't unlocked the Mark IIs, Mark IIIs yet anyway. I mean, I could. But not right now. So we're going to put that there. I want to grab now my mining hut. Turn off blueprint mode here. And turn off auto connect and all the other fun stuff. We'll just nudge her around. Okay, so you're going to go there. You're a little bit off center from there, but you know what? That's okay. Okay, so we'll put our mining hut in there. What do we want to do with this? Now, like I say, I did go up by one. I don't want to run up through there. What I'm going to do is I want to tuck it underneath. So where does my bauxite need to come in? Over here. Let's start with that. So water is right there. So that's my water input right there. My bauxite, that's a really dumb place to have that. There we go. My bauxite should be in a wall hole right here. Okay. Can I even see where that is? It's right there. Okay. We'll grab some wall. Da dee da dee da 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 dum dee dum dee 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 dum dee dee. You were set back a little bit. Can I move you just back a touch? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Where do I want to bring that up? Where do I want to go through the wall and go down in through the floor there? You know, beside the water, or do I want to just deal with it right here? So if I go like that, grab a wall, I might be able to get away with this. So yeah, there we go. So that's where my bauxite's going to come up. Yeah. I'm gonna need to move. Why are you poking through? Okay, so that tells me right away and helps me make a decision of where I want this to be, because I do not want that to be showing. Can that go to there? Yes, it can. Can this one go to way over here? No, it cannot, but it can go here. Yes, it can. What do I got for, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I want to keep, you know, some decorative elements going on. A little off center, but it's clear of everything. Let's just, you know what, keep it a little bit utilitarian for now, I guess. I'm gonna go across like that. Let's come down one more here. I can grab, where are you? Conveyor wall hole. Right there. Water. Water can go right there. Guess I should just go to the menus. 6 and yeah, you're not doing that much water, so I think yeah, vertical, there we go. So that's going to be the water. Switch to a wall hole right there. Like that. And then we can grab our pipe. What does a straight function do? Let's grab the old straight. Will that make something pretty? No, it will not. So we are going to use that. So that gives me, that's fine. I'll live with that. I'm gonna need this to be connected. Going upstairs, yes it is. Excellent, and then we can go into there. Probably need to come down a little bit. In fact, you know what? All of these guys, both of these guys, both of yous need to go up by 1. Right there. That will actually probably make this flow better. And again, put it in, take it out. Put it in, take it out. I am so glad that they don't penalize you for doing that. Like, you do get your materials back. There have been a few times that it's been a little bit, did I get my stuff back? And I know that I haven't. But for the most part, it is okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's gonna be the water and the bauxite. The coal. can scooch. Not sure where the coal's gonna need to end up, but I'm thinking it's where these guys are poking out. So we'll just kind of temporarily put that in there, but this will be an area for the coal. Okay, so the bauxite's going to go there, and we're going to run under the floor. We are going to blow the hell out of you. Hello, you. Goodbye, you. Like that. Yep, okay. Let's come over to here and figure out where in the floor I'm going to be needing to come through, which is looking like right here. Yeah, that'll be fine. You need to flow that way, yes. Oh, look at that, complete miss. Awesome. Over by one. When I say one little pop. All right, there you go. How much? Oh, I need to actually start using. Ooh, I need to start using Mark V's. Good thing I bought some of those sheets. Because without purchasing them, I would get none of this work. In fact, I wouldn't even be able to set up any of these factories if I didn't have some aluminum alkyd sheets on me. So, yes, Ada may shame me for spending my tickies on, you know, basic resources, but sometimes you just gotta. You just got to do it. All right, let's grab floor hole. I am completely and utterly missing grabbing my floor hole. All right, let's grab our floor hole, because we need to move the pipe upstairs as well. It gives me an opportunity to make things a little neater down here. And, oh, you know what? I have one. I need to be using Mark II. We'll use Mark II pipes. Mark II. What are you... What the hell are you doing? Okay, fine. I'll do that, and then I'll upgrade you. How does that... Does that work? Probably need to upgrade you as well. So I am throwing 600 water up there. Actually, no. That is definitely not what I wanted to do. No, I only really do need... I'm already flowing the water across the top there. Okay, so that's going to be my water. That's going to be my bauxite. To get to the bauxite to said location, we got to go all the way down here. We're going to put in our Mark V like that. We're going to grab a Mark V belt. We're going to make sure we're in straight mode, and we're going to start feeding this guy all the way over to here like that. And we're going to keep going, and we'll say we'll get to there. We'll keep going. That'll take us to here. We're gonna go around the corner until we can't anymore. And I think I'm gonna take it to right about there. Yeah, once you take out all the foliage and the critters, it's a much more peaceful over here. Party rocks. General principle. Bye-bye. Didn't work at all. Not in any way, shape, or form did I actually accomplish anything with that Noblex. I did that time. What is down there? There's something down here. There's something down here. There's probably something that's gonna kill me down here. There's something down here. I'm feeling very much like I'm going to die, or something's going to want to make that happen. Oh, shoot. I'm out of filters. I'll run out of filters. I may have to go build some more. Build some more. Whoa, am I kidding? I'm gonna buy them. Is that enough? Oh, I can't. I have to build platforming. Yeah, I totally squirreled out here.
I have something for you. It will establish a better way for us to communicate and deepen our understanding of one another. I've done the necessary developments on my end. The last note is yours to play.
Your symphony resonates. Your mimic tapestry patterns beautifully.
Thank you, I worked very hard. I am organically transmitting the data package now. Any adverse effects on my blood will not corrupt its contents.
We hear this learning song.
See you on the other side.
It is time to tango.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm grabbing things like Mercerspheres and whatnot. Can I delete these guys? Thank you. Is the kind of the relationship between Ada and not Ada. Whoever this other entity is. Okay, let's get back to this. So we're gonna come back up through there. What do I have got? Do I have a causeway? Actually, let me just search here. No. I have no causeway. Blueprinty, so we'll make it up as we go. So we're gonna come up through here. So we're gonna grab a floor hole, put that there. And make sure we're using a Mark V lift, because we're gonna have to come up a bunch. Make sure we're going in the right direction. Oh, Mark V, click you into place. That should be the correct height. Let's grab again, Mark V belt. Sorry, I was just thinking which stairs I want to use here. That's the 2 meter. I can actually have the 4 meter nicely disappear into the floor. Yeah. Yeah, see, that just looks cleaner. All right, how much can I get out of you? You're currently doing me 240. If I go maxed out, I can hit my 600. Okay, so I do not need to go into a Mark III. So I don't need to go dealing with the kind of excess stuff down there. So that's good. And I still got lots of casings and lots of LCAD sheets. You will do exactly what I need you to do, which is to output $600 bauxite, which you will look like you will do. And then make sure I have the belt coverage for that. So these belts do 720. And that is fine. All right, where's your power gonna come in? So we'll bring a power line to here, drop you down to there, walk out the door. And you know what? I can actually grab power from here. Will you reach? Yeah, you'll reach. Why don't I just do that? There, you're on circuit. You're on circuit. You will be on circuit. You are grinding away. Bauxite will start flowing. Okay, so that gets me my bauxite almost. Again, make sure I got my Mark 5. Grab the old Mark 5. And we are moving bauxite. Excellent. Okay. So that's going to get me my bauxite. Next thing I need to do is bring some water into this arrangement. So we're going to go there. Again, I don't know what that freaky little thing is. Let's run up to the top. I just need a temporary, very temporary something. He's saying things, but what's he doing? I don't know. Temporary awesome sink. Gonna grab a power line just to power it up, and literally all I want to do is grab whatever coupons are in here. There was a reason why I was doing that. I'm trying to remember what it was. I do remember. Gonna need an awesome shop. So we might as well put an awesome shop up here. Yeah, I guess I'll just do like that. And let's drop down. Just because I want to grab some filters. So I do need some equipment. I am never going to be making a factory line that has filters in it. Aren't I? Why can I not buy these filters? I can buy radiation filters. Why won't you let me make... Why? What? Why? Why? What did you give me here? Pure iron ingot. Stop it. Oh, I hate doing that. Yuck. Really? There is a lot of absolute trash recipes in here now. I mean, absolute garbage. How many variations of a rod do I need? Down to 3 hard drives. Give me something good. Why can I not make my own gas filters? Like, why can I not buy gas filters? Why would you want to make me have to make gas filters? Why? Why? Okay, well, you know what? Screw you. Fine. I don't need them right now. Let's not get distracted by that. I'll do that on my own time. For now, I just want to get the water up and running. The reason I wasn't even looking at him is because of this little bugger here who seems to be belching it out. So you know what, buddy? Piss off. That just vaporized him. Oh, no, there he is. Holy smokes. He went absolutely flying. Wow. Okay, then. Feeling a little bad. Just a itty bit. Man, that just... Oof. All right. What am I wanting to do? I'm wanting to get a foundation in here so I hopefully can get these guys to snap in cleanly. But I don't know if I can get the foundations underneath because it is just deep enough over here. So So what I'm going to have to do is literally just put these guys in. So you can see it works here. Yeah, I think I can do... like right there. 2, 3. Okay, so I can get to 3 in. I might even be able to get a few, probably get 2 more if I needed to, but I only pretty sure, yeah. Actually, honestly, I just need one of these guys. Yeah, it's 240. I don't need 360. I want to be a little power conscious, so I'm going to use 2 of them. We'll get that across there. We'll get this wall to climb up. I need a power line somewhere. Where can I drop that down through? Ooh, right through here. Yeah, that'll work. So we'll connect to there. Put you underneath. Nudge you about. So if you come over like that, we go over like that. You are nicely hidden. So power line is hidden within the pole. And I can now bring this across here. Yeah, that wall's feeling a little weird being where it is. I'll put something else in there, but I'm going to need to bring this power line to... oh, I can actually run it all the way across, can't I? Let's just hold that there for temporarily so I can figure out where I want to put you. Bring you across to there. Come all the way over to... no idea. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to connect the power line up to this guy first. So I can kind of figure out where I want them to be. Nope, that is not where I want you to be. So let's try that again. Don't hit the mouse key, just hit the H so you can nudge it about. Because we want these things to be nice and even. Maybe a little bit like that. Is there something nicer I can do with this? Probably. But for now, we'll put all that there and nudge you over. Let's make sure you're nice and straight. Not even close to being so. Let's move that back there. Nope. Okay, you're straight there. Are you straight here? Yes, you are straight up and down. Okay. And bippity bop. Bippity bop. Just H it into place. H is the keyboard shortcut for the hold. Come over by 1. And that way by 1. And then we can plug you in and we are pumping water. Excellent. Okay, let's grab our pipe. And just need a 300. What do we got? The straight function. What are you doing? No, seriously, what the hell are you doing, straight? How is that straight? I mean, that is, so that's okay. And if I lift it, yeah, that's all right. And then what happens if I do this? you do something really, really bizarre. What if I go to vertical, horizontal? What do? You give me a weird angle. What if I do vertical, horizontal coming back this way? Like that. Go up to 1, and then I think I drop by 1 just as I click the mouse. Like that. And what about straight? Does straight work okay there? Yeah, straight does indeed work okay there. Okay. Of course, water's never going to get enough head lift just out of these guys here. So we are going to have to grab a pump. And I'm going to use the Mark II pump just because it's trimmer. Going up that way. Let's bring the power line across this way. So I can grab my power line and I'll just throw it into there. Okay. That actually should now be feeding all of those machines. We got enough room to squeeze our trains by quite nicely. Yes. The only thing I need to do now is bring power into the building. So where are my power connections? Do I have power connections yet? Of course, I probably do. I just don't know where they're at. So we'll head back upstairs. Yeah, I know. I keep hitting X. I do not mean to hit X. I mean to hit C. Okay, so there's our power lines feeding those guys. These guys to connect is just, you know, boop and boop. What? I think there's supposed to be a beam there, so I'm going to put that beam in. Maybe I will use an H-beam? Where do you actually need to be? Through the corner here? Yeah, you coming in through the corner. Can I rotate these guys? Yes, I can. So if I put you there, can I nudge you? Yes, I can. Can I nudge you again? Yes, I can. Can I nudge you just a little less? Yes, I can, but, you know, you're not going to cooperate just fully. So we're going to go to there. Yeah, I know, I didn't get all the way to the other end. So we'll do that. We'll give you a rotate. So you're back on even keel. There we go. And then I'll just grab these. It's almost like I twitch. Just squeeze the trigger. Don't pull the trigger. Can you just snap into place and stay there? Thank you. All right. Not terrific, but it will work. Okay, that still doesn't answer my original question. Where do I want to bring the power out from? So I could move it anywhere I'd like. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my power line to there. We'll grab it from there. We'll drop literally through the hole. Come out through here, hit the wrong freaking button again, mess everything up. Say screw it, delete a window. Plug into there. Fall for some reason. Put that into there, that into there. And let's grab a light stand. Oh. And we'll run you to against the building here. We're going to connect to our power pole. Cross like that. And yes, I know, I heard the ma'am. Did indeed. We're gonna come up. It's gonna be a nicer way I can run this. I really do prefer hiding the power lines. I might duck it down underneath and then come up. But then again, I might not. Why are you... Oh, you have... Do you have to be? Is there a reason why you don't need to... Can't be like that? Okay. Hey, look. Everyone's starting to do their things. All right, that means I need to get that water line connected. Things are sounding very industry leak. Or industry. Okay, so the water has to come through here and connect in somewhere down here. Like right there, maybe? So I'll grab a junction. Like that. That looks pretty damn close. How much is it? It is 360, so I'm gonna need a Mark II. What is going on with the straight function? I'm gonna come up to here. And then can I just go in? What if I use that? All right, what's going on with you guys? You are full. What are you guys? Oh, you need your coal. All right, so I need to bring one more line up, which is the coal line. That's gonna fade off my water. That's gonna fade off the water in kind of a crap method. Nice, the straight was working a little better here. What is your height? Why don't I come this way? Line you up like so. Can I lift you up? How high do you get? Not even near to being high enough. Okay, that's good to know. Jeez Louise, I want you to look pretty, at least better than what you look like now. What if I do this? How about if I put in some guidey things? How about if I not use hypertube things? How about if I use pipe things? You know, like this thing. All right, so if I'm using pipe things, you're gonna line up to there. Let's go up whatever height we're gonna go up. 3. We're gonna grab our pipeline Mark II. We're gonna plug you into boom. And I plug you into you with the straight function. No, see, the straight function seems to be incredibly broken. Oh, because I have you ducking over a little bit. Okay, well, you know what then? We'll bring you to there. So like I said, these are going to be absolutely temporary. Let's grab again our pipe. Why? Why? Because you're still not lined up. Gee. To the center. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. That's, yeah, my bad. You're being true to yourself. That would be right here. Yes. Is that correct? Yes. Yes, okay. Mark 2 again. Yeah, there's the straight function is completely and utterly gibbled. Like, why? Why are you gibbled? You're still out of alignment, aren't you? Are you? I honestly can't tell. No, you are perfectly fine like that. Okay, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring you over here. We're gonna use the straight works for that. That is fine. And you know what? We're completely hitting the wrong buttons, aren't I? There. Mildly better. Okay. Coal. I think that is what you are. For whatever reason, you are currently going upstairs. And I think that's just because of the space that I have up here. And that is something I might actually take advantage of. Because if I have my water and bauxite already coming up, can I? You know what? Sorry, you gotta go. I need to be able to get in and out that door. Can I get the coal? Squeeze through here, because if we look underneath our feet, caught myself. So I want to bring the coal up to the floor. Where can I end up coming up through? Not sure why I built that. Oh yeah, because I'm going to feed stuff from... Which does mean I can literally go anywhere along here. Okay, you know what? Let's have a look and see what we got. If I have a gap... that... Oh, look, I have a gap. I have a gap right where my coal needs to go. What are you? No, you're pushing coal upstairs. Coal go in. Coal go in. Yeah. Coal go in. Coal go that away. Coal go that away. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's my coal in. Bitch of it is. My life is actually easy. We don't need you to go upstairs. I'm going to take you out. And we're going to get rid of you guys. So I'm going to restring my belt. Especially the fact that I do have the belt. Okay. Right. Because that is a splitter here. So this is actually the splitter that I need to move. Okay, so we're just going to rework these just a touch. So we're going to have our splitter come in here. Like that. We are going to run our Mark III belt into... What is going on with the straight? Into there. Into there. We are going to have to paint the orange, but not right now. That can go into there, pardon me. Grab our floor hole. There we go. Then we do that. Come over to here. Fill that in. Yes, that is where I want it to go. And then we can just run this down to here. Run that down to there. Keeps everything nice and contained. Put that back in there. All right, so that tells me, or at least now I have where my coal is going to go. And it is going to come up to the floor right next to the bauxite. Just like that. We're going to grab a lift. How much coal am I moving? 360. So yeah, we can get away with Mark IV belt. That's 480 capacity. So then we can go like that. We can go like that. And then we can go like that. That's going to feed my coal up in through there. Yes. Lovely. All right. I need to get out of the little tunnel of doom here. I'm just going to remove those guys out of the way temporarily. And you know what? We'll just kind of actually... yes, this is what I'm going to do. He says without explaining anything to anybody else. There we go. And that's gonna look like crap because I need to do something different with these wall segments. What I need to do is why don't I? No, it's because I used the wrong freaking ramps. No, I used the wrong ramps. That was my issue. Why would I be using the wrong ramps like that? I want the 1 meter ramp, because then I don't have to take those walls that I already took out. See, that works. And that works. That works. That's better. Okay. Did I put the hole in the floor down there? I did. I don't remember. I have that kind of memory span. It's not great. Okay, so coal is right over here. Hello, Mr. Coal. You are a normal coal. We are going to throw a line over here. Like that. Gonna grab some walls to get it down to ground level like that. We're gonna put in some foundations wherever they'll snap in, like right there. Looks like I might actually already have the good height for it, which is awesome. I'm gonna need a couple more miners, portable miners. So we'll run over here and we'll kind of take the flying. Ma'am did give us something here. What do you got for me this time? Anything decent? Pure aluminum ingot. Yes! Yay! That is exactly what I needed. Just in case things weren't working, I needed to have this alternate recipe. I have that alternate recipe. I get a lot less return. Now, it comes with a price. Having it is that it really cuts the final output by a crap ton. The issue is if I don't use it to get that same maximum, like to get the 60 per minute, that's going to be 12 foundries and 900 silica. That's 540 raw quartz. Or let's actually run into the numbers. So that'll give me 288. If I go into my recipe and I set it up for pure aluminum ingots, and we turn off the regular aluminum ingot, it simplifies our line, and we're still getting 216 and 216. So I am losing a little bit, but not a lot. And I know where I'm going to get my copper from. I already have a copper ingot set up way down at the space elevator. Yeah. And that way I don't have to worry about bringing silica in. If the quartz nodes were still in that area, I probably would tap into them. But frankly, yeah, that gives me the best kind of play out. Oh, that's 1080 aluminum scrap. So I'm going to have to split my belts up. So I'll have two lines. Yeah, so I'll do a 3-to-2 balancer from these refineries because I am getting a crap ton of aluminum scrap out of there. But either way, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to have. Yes. That actually makes me very, very happy. I still don't have any gas filters, do I? That's okay. I'm not going near the gas at the moment. I just want to get this done. That is my goal, is to get my aluminum scrap flowing, and then I'll think about, then setting up the rest of my factories. But in the meantime, we're going to put in not the Mark 1, a Mark 2. Where are my frames? Am I out of frames? Why are frames not loading up? Why are modular frames not going anywhere? Huh. Well, you know what? I just want to get it done. I just want to get it done. I'll take the shame. I just want it done. I'm just gonna buy a stack. Yeah,
Thank
I know.
you for your purchase in the Fix-It Awesome shop, the best store on the planet.
Okay, well, she didn't give me any kind of disappointing this time, at least. Yeah. So we're gonna put that there. We're gonna have to take that back a little bit here because I need to get my mining hut. That's gonna be in the blueprints, mining hut. We'll flip that around. We'll hit the old H because it doesn't matter where we actually land it anymore because we have all the nudges we could ever possibly want. I am going to have to give a little bit of room here because, things don't line up perfectly. Can I still get through? Yes, I can. Are you lined up? How are you lined up on the backside here? How badly is that? Can I make... No, should be okay. If it's not, it's not. But as long as I can put a lift, or not a train pillar there, one of these to there, and throw a belt to... Oh, I went up too tall. To there, and if I can get a belt into there, I cannot do so. Didn't cheat it though. It's close. I just need to... Oh, poop. No, that won't work. Ah! It would be so awesome if they would align these things up to the world grid better. Like, it really, really would. All right, fine. We'll lose the mining hut here. We'll get back up into the air. We'll grab another one. I'm going to have to do some kind of... Yuck. I am in a tree. I do not want to be in one of those trees. I hate those trees. Point you in the correct direction. All right, so that was lined up originally right into the corner. It was a bit too tight. So we are going to have to go like half a foundation that way. Hey, you. You know how you were in my face? You probably shouldn't have been. Hi. All right. And back down to the ground. I can still get through the door. Cool. And now I can get the belt because I have all the freaking room in the world. All right. Now I am going to have to come back around. So let's grab a section of wall. And we'll just drop you into the floor. I'll worry about that in a moment. In the meantime, let's get a wall hole. Love the fact that we got the wall hole. Like I said, this has probably been my favorite update. Hell, it even beats out trains. I'm going to use a curve. Ooh, yeah. Just for the little bit of the novelty of it. Yeah. Okay, we'll come up through there. We'll grab some beltage. Invalid aim location. We'll make sure we're on the straight. And narrow. Right to there. Right to there. Where am I going up through? I already passed it. That was a lot shorter of a trip than I thought it would be. So we're going to come out through here. I'm going to ignore that. You didn't see anything. Didn't see that either. What is wrong with my flinching today? Like, not that there's something you have about flinching that doesn't have to... What's with my flinching today? Oy, yay. All right. I guess I'll just take this power line this way to like wherever the hell you're wanting to be, like to there. We're gonna go inside. Okay, so you should show up on the inside here. You do. We can grab this wall here, run this wall all the way to... That's fine. Grab that. No, because I don't want to have the on the outside, so we're gonna manually put one of these guys in. Where are you? You on that edge? Yes, you are on that edge. On the edge, man. So we'll go to there. We'll come up to here and connect into there. And then we can just close it off. So all of this will be, you know, eventually kind of closed off more or less. All right, now we got to get power to the actual machinery, which is just going up to that point. Can you... There's some weird things sometimes. Why do you have no power? And you are not enough, so I need... Yeah, not a big deal. I got lots of power crystals. But why no power? Why you no have juicy juicies? Where are your juicy juicies? Where are your juicy juicy? Your juicy juicy there. Your juicy juicy there. You're not juicy juicy here. I need to make your juicy juicy go through there. All right, does that give me power now? Stop hitting that button. And yes, let the coal flare. There we go, got coal moving. I could probably use a slower belt so it looks a little neater. In fact, if it's 240, that should be a Mark III, so I'm going to use a Mark III just to kind of, just have a nice foot. That is, okay, yeah. But then once it's out of sight, we're just going to move it along snappishly. You guys, I think I'm going to keep you all nice and tight, tucked away. Like that. Like that. We're going to, of course, put that back into place. And we'll come across here. I have almost got it. All right, now we can double check and see how production is moving. And up we go. Stop hitting that damn button. Coal! Aluminum scrap. We already got full load. How are you guys doing? Yes, you are making aluminum solution. You have all the water and bauxite you can need. Yay! Okay, so we've got our alumina solution. We've got our alumina scrap. So we've already got our scrap coming upstairs. So I can either, yeah. So what I'll do is, how many are coming out of each of these guys? These guys are reproducing 360 per minute. Did I make any notes on my aluminum ingots? Aluminum ingots, I made no notes. But I would need 18 smelters. That would be 6 ingots or 6 smelters per one of these lines. So that would be 3 lines. And how many? I think I'm going to need to rework this blueprint, because that is only 5 machines. So what I'm going to do is, now that because I think it's only 5 machines, because I could only fit 5 on a 4x4 pattern. But now that I have the 5x5, I'm going to rework this so it actually has the 6 smelters on there, so I don't have to overpower. Huh, that's a nice little decorative touch. Do I have anything else that I can? What about those fans? Oh, those are really big ass things. What about that? You know what? I think I'm gonna put you. Sure, why not? Just have a nice spinning fan there. Yeah, so what I'll do is, I'm gonna, instead of going up there, I'll have the scrap drop underneath. I kind of seem to have some space underneath here. Oh no, I'm coming into the, well, you know, no, I left myself enough space. Even if they're poking out a little bit, I could actually move this up by 1. But you know what? That is a problem. Stop hitting that button. That is a problem for a different day. For today, I think we kind of got at least something more or less accomplished. We got our aluminum scrap. We've got the kind of main platform. We got lots of room here to expand. Can easily bring in another 600. Got 3 stations, so I could, you know, triple or quadruple. That could basically set up 4 of these with the station support. So I've got plenty of coal down there. So down there, I got plenty of water down there that I can ship up. I've got all the bauxites that are hiding off in that direction that I can bring in there. How many? What are their qualities? So that one is an impure, so never going to work. That is a normal. And that is a normal. So this guy is only the one that is going to give me. I can. With a Mark III, can I get enough? So that's 60. That's. What are you? You're a normal, aren't you? So that's 60, 120. Yeah, so I could still get. Can I get 600 out of an impure node on a Mark III? So Mark II is going to give me 60. I can get that one up to 120, 180. A Mark III unspeeded is 120. Double it up is 240. Plus 240 plus 120 is only 360. Not enough. These guys... Yes. I should be able to, between the 3 of them, get 1,800 out of it, but I'll have to figure out my numbers at a later date. That is a problem for a different time. I don't know if I'm ever going to need that much. Worst case scenario, I can dive into these pure nodes that are in the forest here. So I've got a pure there, I've got a normal, I've got an impure, and an impure. So I at least have a pure node here. It is a pain in the neck getting through there, but you know what? That's just a construction project. Maybe run a causeway. Ooh, that connects up with this guy here. So we actually put in a additional station. Yeah, okay, you know, I got possibilities. It's all just a matter of logistics. Why are you still there? But that is gonna do it for today. Yeah, we're kind of getting to the point where it seems to take longer to get less done. At least it certainly feels that way sometimes. But it is necessary steps, kind of figuring stuff out. So next week, what we're going to do is we're going to get our ingots in, we're going to get our LCAD sheets, and we're going to get our casings, and then we'll kind of move on from there and start thinking about unlocking some more stuff. So kind of big things that we got ahead of us are setting up for space elevator stuff, which is, you know, turbo motors and cooling units and all of that nasty stuff, which means we're going to have to upgrade, and we're going to need a lot more aluminum probably, because we got to build heat sinks, which is, you know, that thing. So yeah, this can whole be aluminum production over here, which I think is what I'm going to do. So I'll do like heat sinks, which is, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to kind of see what we have going in there. We're also going to need to get nuclear set up. So we have some nuclear over here. There should be some uranium kind of in this neck of the woods here. Yeah, somewhere I think in this area here. We've got uranium in a cave down here. I might just build it down there. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Maybe build it on the waterfall. I've used different locations. We'll see what the muse takes me this time. So yeah, lots to do, but not today. Today, I think we're going to take what little we got accomplished. We got something accomplished. We got our scrap. So a little update, by the way, for those of you who are watching the Space Engineers series. I'm still having some major technical difficulty with the server. I'm not sure what the hell's going on with it. It's driving me absolutely... Oh, God, how long have I been doing this? I gotta stop doing that, man. I am so sorry. It really is stupid. have you enjoyed looking at the numbers? Did you see what I did? So I got my hut in here and all that stuff. I'm gonna clean that up. And here's the thing: is I'm looking at the damn screen. I have a feed of the screen with a delay and all that fun stuff of what's going on. And I still just doesn't register that I haven't gone back to the game, and I'm still looking at the stupid web page like an idiot. Oh, the joys of live streaming, I guess, eh? Anyway, sorry. Like I said, I'm still having technical difficulties with the Space Engineers series. So it looks like I'm still not going to be able to get an episode out today until I solve my technical issue. I'm probably not going to be able to release any of those videos. We've got 2 recorded, but we can't get any more at the moment, just because we're having problems with connectivity. I don't know what happened. There was a lot of things that changed over the last few weeks, between getting the new system in place. We upgraded our internet package, so dealing with dealing with the cable company. It's at the port forwarding. It's at how I've got my machines networked together, because I'm still running a second machine for the server. It's a lot. It's just there's a lot of nonsense going on there that could be getting away. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm hoping that I have a solution so that Jason and I can start recording again tomorrow to get some more episodes in. But I don't want to debut the series without having the ability to continue it. Better to delay the debut than to have an interruption after 2 episodes, at least so in my mind. But that's the state of the affairs. So like I say, there's not going to be an episode tonight. Or later this afternoon for Space Engineers, but we will be back next week with more Satisfactory. I'm going to do a little bit of kind of futzing around. Mostly what I'm going to do is I'll work out the blueprints for the ingots factory, and see what I got for the rest of it, and kind of start getting another plan for everything else. In the meantime, of course, I don't need any of the train stations until I'm starting to ship stuff back. So I will, will eventually start to have to ship back, but that's not, that's kind of last thing. But yeah, so next week we'll continue on with our Lumen factory. Until then, thank you everyone for watching. Please leave a like on the video. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. Let me know the things that you like. Let me know the things that you don't like. Hell, I would rather hear the things that you don't like. I am a firm believer in first opportunity in learning. The word failure. Tell me the things that don't work, because once I know all the things that don't work, the only thing that's left over are the things that do work, and that's what I absolutely 100% prefer. So yeah, let me know the things that aren't working for you. Leave a comment, hey, just to say hi. Let me know you're out there. But until that day, be safe, be good, have a great day. Bye-bye.